I totally did not just slip trying to get on my bed. I think let's do that again. Let's take two. Hello, hey there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. What's up, my homies? It's been a minute. Hi, how you doing? I genuinely think I've forgotten how to film. Like, why is this so difficult? This is the longest time I've taken a break from YouTube since I've started this channel. It's almost going to be 2 weeks now, and yeah, it feels weird coming back to it again, but you know, I had to take a little bit of some time off because I was having a tough time. But you know what they say, tough times never last, only tough people last.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
If you don't know that meme, I'm sorry for what's just happened there, but hello, how have you guys been doing? What's up? How has the times been treating you? I hope you've been doing well. I've been trying to be doing well. Now I'm doing better, so I'm back. Thanks for being here. Thanks for giving me your attention. I really do appreciate it. And like, comment, and subscribe just before we get into it, because I realized a lot of people don't watch till the end, which is like, why? Why don't you want to maximize the amount of time you get to see this face? Watch till the end, and if not, just like, comment, subscribe now, then click away. Don't click away, leave this playing in the background. I can be background noise. My voice is very soothing, or so I have been told. I don't feel the same way because I spend hours listening to my voice while editing. I can be your background noise. Listen to this as you sleep. Put all my videos in a playlist and go to sleep listening to them. I don't know if that's like breaking some YouTube laws, but just do it. I won't tell Susan if you don't. I won't tell Susan if Susan doesn't have to know. Let's get into the video. It's not a video if I'm not drinking something. I'm always drinking. Wait. Rephrase that. I'm always consuming liquids. That's not any better. There's always some liquid in my mouth. Fudge. Anyway, I'm thirsty. Can you please cut all of that out? So in today's video, we're gonna have a little sit down chat video. Today we're gonna be talking about why we care about what other people think of us and why we should stop. A lion does not concern themselves with the opinions of sheep. JK. I'm not gonna call people sheep here, that's a bit rude. In today's video we will be talking about why we care about what other people think of us, and I'm just gonna sit down and have a little chat with you guys about that. And I just remembered that I can't have deep conversations without painting my face, so give me a second as I go get the paint. I've got my good old acrylic paints. Will I ever invest in face paints? Probably not. I will keep torturing my skin until, well, indefinitely. What people think of us. This is interesting because I think that I'm one of the people who are like, I don't give a flip. I'm trying to answer myself because I'm trying to be more family friendly. That's a lie. I'm just trying to not cuss as much. I'm trying to be a better person. And not cussing is on one of the lists. Let's see how long it lasts. Yes, I've always been one of these people who, like, I don't really care what anyone thinks of me. I'm a bad bee. I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want, whenever I want, and I for the most part, I'm still kind of that person. But I never really used to take into account the opinions of other people, mostly because I kind of thought I was better than other people, but that's something I've been working through, you know, my whole superiority complex and things like that. I've been unpacking it. It's no longer a thing anymore. Don't worry, I consider myself just another plebeian, such as yourself. So it's fine, we're on the same level, but not really, but kind of, but not really, but kind of, but know your place, but kind of, you know? Not making a good case for myself. So let's dive into why we actually care about what other people think of us. And whilst researching it, which was very interesting by the way, I came into some points on why we care about what other people think. And why we care about what other people think of us mostly comes from prehistoric times, back in the, good old caveman days. We used to care what other people think because it was kind of essential for survival. You had to fit in or you die, to put it simply, because let me read my notes. I have notes written out on a flashcard, one single flashcard. This is how I study. If you can't fit everything you know onto one single flashcard, then you know nothing. You can tell I passed all my exams. Ah, yes, here we go. Back in the good old prehistoric days, it was necessary for us to care what other people think, because what other people think was essential for group inclusion, and group inclusion was essential for survival, because thinking back into the prehistoric days, a single human on their own would not survive as long as a human with a group of other humans helping would survive. You get it? You're trying to fit in so you don't get eaten by the crazy wildlife that's going around. When you were rejected by said group, this was sort of like a death sentence. And it's like, okay, so now I'm on my own, so I'm gonna fend for myself and die. I forgot I was supposed to be painting myself. I have my mirror this time. Let me get my mirror. God, I'm so scatterbrained. What is going on, Manny? Look at you. Are you self-aware? You're just a camera. You're not a real person. I'm talking to a camera. That's not a yellow I thought it was gonna be. Oh, that's not a good heart. That's what you say when you meet bad people. It's important to be able to see other people's hearts. It's essential for survival. That's so dumb. I'm not happy with this, but you know what we say? We move. We move. This is like Bob Ross. There's no mistakes, there's only happy accidents. And I don't know why my face is immediately itchy after I put that on. Should I be worried? I've been putting acrylic paint on my face for weeks now. It should be fine. Group inclusion used to be necessary for survival of us as people. But looking into it in a modern perspective, with things such as the likes of social media and stuff, the same need is there, the need for group inclusion and the need for survival in the pack almost. But nowadays the threats that we face as people, the threat of not being included in the group, the threats are no longer physical, but the threats are more social now. Because if you're not included in a group, you're not gonna get eaten by a lion because you went off on your own, but you might be ostracized for being different, which some may say may be way worse. I don't know, I've never been eaten by a lion, so I can't confirm, but I'll take the people's word for it. I have to paint this before it dries. I forgot I just left. This is not as... No criticism, Imani. Just take it as it goes. Take it as it goes. Okay, so now that we've looked into a bit of the history or a bit of the reasoning of caring about what people think with the prehistoric mindset and whatnot, let's see how it applies to us in real life nowadays with social media, which has changed kind of like everything. Social media is weird. I mean, if you sit down and think about it, we are exposed to so much nowadays, like so many opinions in people. Someone, I was gonna say 100 years ago, but that's even too far. Someone 50 years ago, a regular person on the streets would only be exposed to probably like a maximum of probably 100 people's opinions that they know. But nowadays, if you think about it, the average person consumes so many outside opinions from other people, like just thousands of opinions every day coming from other people, which is so weird because I don't think I'm a human being. I'm a human being. I don't think human beings are built for taking in that much like outside information all at once coming from other people. I'm just saying, I don't think we should know more than 100 people. Is that me being a hermit? That doesn't mean I'm saying 800 of my subscribers should leave. You can all stay. I will be addressing only 100 of you at a time. So right now I'm addressing 100, and in the next minute I'll be addressing the other hundreds, and so on and so forth. So you can all stay. I figured out a way around this mental dilemma. When we look at how we see ourselves, there's always the interior person, like the interior view of yourself and the exterior view of yourself, right? There's how you see yourself internally, your own self-image, how you perceive yourself and how you think of yourself and what you think is you, in a sense. And then you have your exterior self, you know, who we show to the world, who are friends and family and acquaintances, who they meet and who you present yourself as, which is not always our self-image, but for some people it's a close resemblance. For some people it's completely different. There's the inner self and the outer self, you know? That can also be referred to as the ego self. The ego self is the outer self. And these two things come together, how you view yourself and how other people view yourself. They come together to create a psychosocial dynamic. Oh, look at me throwing around big words, throwing around big interesting words. Look at me, I can be smart sometimes. It's so awesome when I think, like, I sit down and I sometimes I think thoughts and I'm like, Money, it's so sexy when you use your brain. Keep doing that. And I'm like, wow. And then I go back to going on TikTok and being mindless. But anyway, it creates a psychosocial dynamic, and in that psychosocial dynamic, the true you, in a sense, lies somewhere in between, right? Constantly balancing that leads to the perception of you as an individual. The interesting thing I find mostly comes with how we perceive or how our ego self is perceived. And this is what other people see. The exterior version of yourself, the mask that you put forth to the world, almost a social mask, right? What everyone would recognize as you. What everyone would recognize me as Imani is probably my social mask, my ego self, what I present to the world. And it's probably not as close as how I view myself. And this is what other people think of us. Look at that. I love it when I go full circle, just always coming back to the topic. My mind.
I have the mind of a I have the mind of a mastermind. What's that? I don't know, but
my mouth is getting a bit dry. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long, all my ice is basically gone. I can't even swirl it, it's just liquid. I kind of forgot I was supposed to be painting and went on a tangent, but that's just typical of these videos, isn't it? I messed up! Okay, it's fine. No mistakes, just happy accidents. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I said it's fine, okay? Try and draw stuff, but my hands are too shaky. Back to the ego self. So with what we show to the world and how we present our social mask to the world, that's truly what people end up perceiving and judging based off that. No one really gets to see your true internal self or your own self-image, but only what you portray to the world. So the opinions we get on ourselves are based on kind of a facade or an act, depending on how different your true authentic self is compared to the social mask you portray to the world. So depending on how drastic they are, it could affect you differently. For the most part, we tend to take in judgment about our social mask or about our ego self as judgment on our true self-image. I'm putting it true in quotations because you know what really is true, but no one's in the mood to get really philosophical now. It's fine. It's 3 a.m. I would call that philosophy hour, but some people would call that go to bed, Imani, you've been awake for way too long hour. But we move. We tend to take judgments about how other people perceive us super personally, which is a bit odd because at the end of the day, they're only perceiving what you kind of want them to see, not the whole picture. So this comes to how to stop caring about what other people think, or why you should stop what other people think, but not entirely, because it does have some importance in the end. The more that we take in other people's opinions of us, like if we keep on taking in what other people think of us, it tends to cloud our judgment and tends to cloud our vision of how we truly see ourselves. The opinions from outside come in and warp our self-perception, in that it changes how we see our own self-image, because we take in judgments from the outside like it's actual judgments on our interior self, instead of judgments on the way we're presenting ourselves to the world. So it's like if someone tells me they think I'm not funny, which come on now. Oh, are you serious? But like if someone tells me they think I'm not funny, I will take in that opinion and have it affect my internal self-perception, in that I internally think I'm very funny, which it's not even a thought, it's a fact, but I'm just using it as an example. But maybe that will enter my inner self-perception and be like, oh my god, but am I funny? Maybe I'm not funny. And you know, this is where insecurities are bred, and that's like, no, stop right there, sweetheart. Stop right there. It is 2021, we're in a Panasonic, the world might be ending. There's no time for insecurities like that. You are the baddest, and that's all you should know. I almost spilled paint on my bed. I was supposed to be painting my face. I keep forgetting. Let's just get back into this. I'll get back into the positive self-talk. Just give me a second. What shape? Like the paint is already cracked. That's just how long I've been talking. A little smiley face that I'll paint. Now on to the black, the most dangerous color in the toolkit, because it gets everywhere. It gets everywhere and you can't take out black. I'm sure there's some deep metaphor in there. I just don't have it in me to extract it, but let it be known that I did say something deep almost. A lot of the reason why we hold opinions of our social mask or exterior self so high is mostly fear-based, which ties back into the, you know, prehistoric need for group inclusion, right? If the people around you are not accepting of you or do not want to include you or view you as less than, it's inherently a threat to your survival, which nowadays it's less dire than it was back in the day, as I said, but it's still a threat, you know. It still holds that same weight in our brain. We can't really tell the difference between, oh my god, this means I'm going to be hunted by prey and become a lion's dinner, or oh my god, the talking behind my back in the group chat. You know what I mean? I don't know what I mean, but I think you do. That's the most meh smiley face I've ever seen. I was trying to draw a smiley face, but my hands shake too much. Okay, let me try here. I can draw a smiley face on the heart, right? Or I can outline the heart instead, make it pop or whatever. Okay, I think it would have popped more if I used white. We move. So you may be looking at me and you're like, okay man, you've told me all these problems, all these issues that may arise from caring about what other people think and self-perception and outside perception and social masking. How do I stop it? And the true answer is you can't. You can't really stop it. which sucks, I know it does, but it's a good thing that we can't stop it, because if you think about it really, outside perception kind of keeps us accountable, because for most of the time, for normal people, it stops you from being a dick or being a horrible person to other people. You'll be judged if you are excluded from society and most of us want to be included in the mess that is society, and is that no judgment? Same, kind of. Looking at it from a more optimistic perspective and not so bleak as I usually look at it from, caring about what other people think isn't inherently bad, but like most things, we have to do it in certain quantities, right? We have to care about what other people think, but just enough. You can't care too much about what other people think, but you can't care too little about what other people think. Because if you care too much about what other people think, you'll never really truly be able to live out your authentic self, and you'll be constantly worrying about what other people perceive you as. And if you don't care what other people think, well, you kind of just be an ass and do whatever the hell you want, which is a good thing until it's not. You should care about what other people think, just a little bit, like especially when it comes to like not caring and then you commit crimes and then everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't commit that crime, but you're like, I don't care what other people think, I will crime all the way. You see how that one's an issue? I feel like the important part is striking a balance. And also a big part about being an individual who cares about what other people think in a healthy manner is realizing the most important opinion of yourself is your own opinion of yourself. How you see yourself and how you think about yourself is the most important way. Self-acceptance is the ultimate remedy and the ultimate key to, you know, a healthy self-perception and a healthy view of yourself. You can't take in other people's opinions of yourself in a healthy manner if you do not have a healthy manner of taking in opinions on yourself by yourself. If you can't think about yourself in a healthy way, you can't process what other people think about you in a healthy way. You have to be healthy to continue being healthy. Be nice to yourself so you can accept other people being nice to you, or not being so nice to you and not take it to heart. Caring about what other people think is such a complicated thing, because personally my relationship with it is that I've never really cared about what other people think because I never concerned myself. I realized it's kind of important. Other people sometimes maybe know what they're saying, and maybe they know what they're saying more than me, because, you know, I'm 19, I haven't really lived life. I've only lived 19 years. That's not even 2 decades yet, you know. What do I know? So maybe some people, some people know more than me, and I should take that into account. And also, maybe sometimes some people's opinions can actually help me, and that's where I've fallen on that. So yeah, I used to fall into that. I don't give a crap what anyone thinks about me. I give 0 fucks. I'm above it all. But you know, you don't want to be above it all. You want to be part of it, because being part of it is nice. Group inclusion is necessary to survival. Remember that. I did not make that up. Those are the prehistoric rules. I forgot how to draw a butterfly. How do you draw a butterfly? Shiza. I genuinely forgot. This is a bird. What is going on, Iman? I don't know. That does not look like a butterfly. Only happy accidents. As usual, I'm going to go in with some makeup to, you know, make it look less crazy. You know how it goes. I've done enough of these videos for you to get the general gist of things. Oh, I should do gold. Gold would be nice, like a yellow gold. Sometimes other people do have something to say, which I have gone through, but that's a realization that I very recently had. So I'm still hell-bent on the fact that, dang, maybe sometimes what other people do be saying is not the worst. Which does not mean, and oh my god, what I have been saying does not mean you should be seeking validation from other people's opinion. Validation is something that can only come from within. I do not remember or recall if I've already said this, but if I've already said this, I'm saying this again. Self-acceptance and self-love can only come within. Acceptance and self-love can only come from within. It has to come from yourself, otherwise it means nothing. It means nothing. It doesn't matter if other people accept you if you do not accept yourself. Why? Because you're player number 1. You're the only one who matters. You're the main character, sweetheart. Start acting like it. Once, and I've said it twice, hooded eyelids are the best thing that happened to me. Why? Because because that means I don't have to put on my eyeshadow properly. I can just count on my eye creases covering it all up. It's the best. You know how it is, I have to put on some gloss for life sustenance because I'm not alive if I do not have glossy lips. Will my lip gloss obsession ever end? Probably not. Is it healthy? Definitely not. But will I continue it? Heck yes. Always outside the lines. We'd love to see it. Lines are nothing but a construct, baby. And do whatever the hell you want. If your lip lines say no, make them say yes. That was fun. I really enjoy these sitting down and chatting videos because, like I said, sometimes I do be having thoughts and I just want to share those thoughts out into the world. I'd really love to hear about what you guys think about the whole issue of perception and how other people view you and how to stop, whether you think you should stop, and if you agree with what I've said in this video or you think what I've said in this video is total baloney and I've just been throwing jargon at you and I've made absolutely no sense, which also, like, I'll appreciate that as well. I'd really love to hear what other people think about this because this whole video is based on what other people think, so it's so lovely to go full circle and hear your opinions on this. And with that, we have reached the end of the video. So make sure to like this video if you like this video. Share this video so I can get more opinions on what other people think, which is the exact opposite of what I've sort of been preaching in this video. But people are allowed to be hypocrites. I'm allowed to be hypocritical from time to time, so make sure you share this video so I can get as many opinions as I possibly can. It's so lovely. Make sure to subscribe this video because, you know, I love getting more subbies. I die inside every time I say that word. But I love watching our little community, a little community grow. It's fun, especially interacting with you guys down in the comments below. It really does make my days. I've done the whole thing. I've done the whole YouTuber thing, so I think I can go now. I'm free. I'll see you all next week or next video, next upload. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
It's 5:50 something and I feel so empty inside.